Hey there, I'm Liz, and I'm here to tell you how to ethically eliminate the assholes in your life. It's pretty simple in the way it sounds anyways, but in the actual practice, it takes practice. So to eliminate the assholes in your life, what you do, the first step is to choose. Choose yourself. Choose your own peace of mind, choose your own personal sanity. Choose to know that you are worth having peace and calm without the assholes. That's the first step. The next step is to think about that behavior. What does the behavior of an asshole look like? Because it might not be necessarily the assholes you want to eliminate. You may actually have kids who are assholes, or some other close associate that you don't want to eliminate from your life. You just need to retrain them. So, step one, choose. Choose yourself. Choose the behaviors that you want to accept and the behaviors you will not accept. That's the second step. The third step is to set the boundary. Set the intention for yourself. Set it as a rule for yourself if you wish. A rule that's in your brain. It's not in anybody else's brain. You're not going to tell the asshole. You're going to create a rule for yourself that you will no longer tolerate or accept this behavior. You get to define what this looks like for you and by whom. Sometimes you might tolerate different behavior from different people. I know I do. Yeah. I have people in my life who I love dearly, and sometimes their behavior, if I'm being honest, I can be an asshole too. But anyway, sometimes we can all be assholes, and sometimes those that we love can behave as assholes, but that does not mean that they are strictly assholes. Okay, so this personal boundary, this policy, this rule for yourself, it's for you, just you. Okay? That's an important fact of this. This rule is for your brain. It's for you to know. For example, you probably wouldn't go telling an asshole, hey, you're behaving like an asshole, fuck off. No, that probably wouldn't go well. But if you've ever tried it, or you do try it, and you have good results with it, let me know. I kind of want to know that. So, just decide, this is my boundary, this is the behavior I'll accept, this is the behavior that I will not accept. And then hold yourself accountable to that boundary, to that rule, to those policies. That's your no asshole rule, and it's for you. So my rule is, I do not engage with assholes. I am not the asshole whisperer. It is not my job to correct or engage with the behavior of an asshole. Not mine. Another way of saying it is, not my circus, not my monkeys. And I repeat that mantra to myself quite often, and I can do it with a smile, and I can do it while firmly reestablishing my boundaries and choosing my next course of action. Not my circus, not my monkeys. I'm not the asshole whisperer. Not my job. So if you do find yourself face to face with an asshole who's behaving in ways you object to, you don't owe him anything. You can just walk away. But if you're just kind of at a loss and you haven't quite engaged your feet, and you can just look at them and go, wow, and then walk away. That just one little word kind of just like shines a little pin light on a behavior that's like, whoa, are you fucking serious? But you don't have to go to that level. You don't have to use profanity. I just like to use profanity, especially with, certain people in certain circumstances. But just a simple wow. And just, you can shake your head, you can use some body language, and walk away. Another way is just look right through them. See something interesting behind them, see something over to your right or left, exit. Do not engage. You do not have to engage with assholes. Not your job, not your circus, not your monkeys. You're not the asshole whisperer. And if you do have that job, I'm sorry. One of the jobs I've had in my careers, multiple jobs, they're more like jobs, less career-like, but I did study behavioral analysis, applied behavioral analysis with special needs children, and I have family members who are needed some behavioral reinforcement and redirection. So behaviorists would pretty much call this the elimination method. By not acknowledging or engaging, what you're doing is you are slowly tapping out that behavior. If that person realizes and they have that awareness that they're not going to rile you, they're not going to get attention, and they're not going to get what you want by their behavior, they may decide to choose different behavior. That's on them to decide. Not your monkey, not your circus, not your job. Unless you're the parent, in which case, look into some ABA. It could be helpful. Certainly wasn't my case. Anyway, so don't engage. What you're doing is trying to diminish bad behavior and encourage good behavior. When somebody behaves the way you want to, that asshole behaves in a more appropriate manner, make sure to go, hey, I like the way you just asked that. Reinforce with positive engagement. Disengage when they're behaving in a negative manner. It's pretty much fairly basic, and they should teach these parenting skills earlier in life instead of the rote memorization we have today in schools. But anyway, going back to this. Occasionally, it may be appropriate to name the behavior. Saying something like, if you raise your voice, I'm not going to be available to listen to you, and walk away. You've named the behavior. You've not called them an asshole to their face. You can think it real loud with a little thought bubble that's visible, but you're just addressing the behavior that you're finding objectable. I don't like the way you're speaking to me. I'll check back in with you later. See if you can talk nicer, and walk away. Sometimes it's inappropriate to do that. It might not go over well with your boss, but you have to pick and choose your moments to engage. And so name the behavior, not the person. Don't put the label on the person. Put the name and label the behavior. You can even suggest behavior that you would find more appropriate. This is a practice. It's going to take some muscles, especially if you've been the goody-goody that's been raised to be nice to everybody, people pleaser. It's harder to get over these mushy boundaries and bad habits that we've established. And they're habits. You've accepted bad behavior, and people have chipped in to show you bad behavior. But these can take practice, and bad behavior can be eliminated in most circumstances. There are some other circumstances, and we'll get back into that way later. Not today, probably. Practice with a smallish asshole, somebody that you can, actually have a conversation with most of the time, or just somebody that you don't give a rat's butt. A perfect stranger works. Say, hey, I don't like what you just did to me. Or, somebody comes up to you in the break room and says something absolutely just outlandishly, or behaves outlandishly bad. Just go, really? And then don't engage in it. You can call it up, but you don't have to engage in it. As you strengthen these muscles and you get comfortable with setting boundaries, you can set better boundaries and practice on more assholes, and it'll become more and more easy for you. I know, I hear this a lot, and I totally sympathize, and I get it, because I still have tendencies. I'm in therapy for this, but people pleasing is something that we're indoctrinated with, and It's a hard one to let go of. It's a hard one to change your own behavior around. You want to be a nice person. You're a nice person. You expect others to be a nice person. I understand. But assholes don't work on that same wavelength. They just don't. And so there's a choice you can make. But I'm a nice person. I get along with everyone. Why can't we just all get along? How's that working for you? Really? I used to think I had taped to my forehead, assholes, come find me. Or that I was an asshole magnet, like within a 10-mile radius, any asshole could find me at any time to dump their crap onto. It doesn't feel good. I was a pushover. I was raised and trained to be a pushover. Not just because I'm a woman, but the family of dynamics I was in, the church I was in, the society I was in. I could go on and on, but that's, again, another subject. Today's assholes. They're not going to respect your boundaries until you show them where your boundaries are and that you mean business. This is what I will accept. This is what I won't accept. You need to choose that, and you need to choose that for yourself. You don't have to. I guess truly you don't need to do anything, but again, how's that working for you? If your boundaries let everyone in, then you let everyone in. You let the good, the bad, the ugly, the ass. You let them all in. And that's a choice. It's a legit choice. And that choice is yours. And is that really feeling groovy and fun and joyful and happy in your life? It wasn't for me. If you keep letting the assholes and the jerks into your life and treat them kindly, what incentive do they have for change? Why would they change? I want you to think about that for a minute. I had to. I mean, that was one of those things that I wrestled with. I wanted to be a kind and liked person, and if I like everybody, then everybody should like me. Everybody should behave nice because I behave nice. And it wasn't working for me. If I treat people nicely, no matter how badly they treat me, there is absolutely no incentive for change from them. The change has to be mine. I have to be the change. And that could be a little nugget for how we've ended up in this position. Yes, we were brainwashed. It's a conspiracy theory I have for another day. And the change starts with you. It's cliche, I know. I get this big circled letter from my writing teacher. Cliche, but it truly is. It has to start with you because you can't control the asshole. You can't control the jerks. You can't control the president. You can't control a lot of people in your life. I mean, even kids are complicated to try to control and manipulate. It's just very, doesn't work very well. The one person you can control is you. You can choose to ignore behavior. You can choose to work on setting boundaries and helping people understand the consequences of their behavior is they don't get to engage with you. That's not a bad choice at all. You have a lot of control on that one. Most of the time. I mean, there are the situations where you have working situations, and that's going to be a whole other video. But for this one, think of the people in your life who are treating you badly and how you might be able to respond different. How you want them to treat you. What type of change behavior from you would help facilitate that. So I'm going to hammer this home a couple more times. If you're treating people kindly in spite of their bad behavior, all you're doing is reinforcing their crappy behavior. You're reinforcing them and their choice to behave like an asshole. When I was growing up, there was an adage, kill them with kindness. It was one of my mother's favorite adages. And turns out Mom wasn't really a very nice person. That adage, killing them with kindness, it's a masochist expression. It is a self-harming expression. It's crippling. It's passive-aggressive. It doesn't work. All it does is gives the asshole, and in this case, people who tell you to, oh, just kill them with kindness, or why can't you be kind, or they throw something like that in your face, or you used to be kinder, you used to be nice to me. You might start hearing some of that. That doesn't serve you, it serves their purpose to continue to be an asshole. Anytime you accept asshole behavior from people, what you're doing is saying, go ahead, harm me. It's a form of self-harm. You are harming yourself by accepting asshole behavior. Would you want your friend to self-harm? What would you do if your friend was self-harming? Accepting asshole behavior is the same thing as just harming yourself, banging your head against a wall, whatever. It's not healthy. It's not healthy for you, and in the long run, it's not healthy for them either. It doesn't help people who would like to choose to do better and be less of an asshole in the world to make that choice. You're enabling assholes, and you're harming yourself. And all that sounds rather harsh now that it comes out of my mouth. But it's what I was doing. And it's not healthy. Choosing to set healthy boundaries, choosing how to take care of your own needs, and to show people how to behave and be in the world helps fill your life with groovier people. It helps with the whole Groovy Happy You way of living. The people who are intent on being assholes will quit hanging around, especially if they're not able to engage you. If they get their jollies on getting a rise out of you, they'll move on if you don't give them anything. You can gray rock them, ghost them, whatever. But the people who are willing to go, hey, yeah, you're right, I've been behaving crappy, or I don't intend to behave that way, will start to change. You'll find new people showing up in your life, and you'll live a much groovier and much happier life. And tomorrow, I'm going to come back to the part about self-harming, because that's part of healing your own assery. So that's step 3 in the process of eliminating assholes, healing your own assery. No, I guess it would be step 2. Math was not always my strong point, but let's see here. Step 1, eliminate the assholes. Step 2 would be healing your own assery. Step 3 would be filling your cup. And step 4 to a Groovy Happy You is to share that from abundance. All right. See you mañana.